Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to show you guys 3 plays that I made this last week that have been absolute bangers, and a couple that I actually called out on the channel with videos. And so you guys always ask me for updates on what happened with those plays and how they're going. So I just want to show you guys those profits, what I did, what my mentality was, and everything that led me to making the trade, so you can potentially learn how to do it yourself at home. So today I want to start off talking about plug power. Now, around 2 days ago, they actually had this wedge pattern forming, and once I saw they were breaking to the downside, I made a trade, a sell or put position, and I bought a put actually for only next week time. I didn't think I needed a lot of time on this. I honestly expected it to be a day trade, but as I saw the market continue selling off into the next day, and I decided to hold them to today, the 21st of October, and you can see that that paid off very, very greatly. And I made around 20% to 30% returns on these contracts, even though I only bought a small amount of them, unfortunately, but I was still able to make a really good return on this company. But this is not the play that I really want to show you guys. The second best play I made this week, or actually today and yesterday, was AMD. Now, with the market selling off around 2 days ago, I really wanted to identify a company that seemed like it was just up, up, up over the last few weeks and might have some room to pull back. And for those reasons, I was looking at AMD as a company to target a put on. And you can see that from the levels I identified in my video, they broke out perfectly. This was a textbook trade. And if you held them all the way till now, you're up over 90%, 80% on this trade. And for sure, you're very happy that you listened. But yeah, guys, even today, there was another opportunity to buy here. You can see they were very clearly setting up a rectangle here to break out from around the 80.50 level. And if you did sell after 80.50, the puts, and I bought in on this again at 80.50 after selling out my last round of puts here. And you can see that they've now traded around to 79.60, and at the highs, these were up 20%. Now they're up 10%, so I'm just waiting to see whether they might retest the rectangle and come down again if the stock market sells off again, or if they do test the 50 EMA and sell off. So I'm very bearish on this position in the short term. Obviously, AMD as a company, I love them as a company. I wouldn't want to short shares, but in the short run, these contracts can really make a lot of money, these options. And that's why I really recommend that even though you like a company, or even though you might have shares at the same time, be direction independent on these days when the market is showing you a clear sign. So that's just one of the plays I made. I was also watching a play on Space here. And as I said, I'm looking for these companies that just have a lot of running going on, but unfortunately have nothing really backing them up. And that's what I really see with Space. Like I said in my last video, they have some good news coming out, but it's all really towards 2021. So a lot of people are seeing this company and thinking, well, maybe I should buy in early, get in now. But unfortunately, it leaves a lot of room for the company or the stock to actually pull back on these very red days. You can see it's happened once, twice, and now third time. So I was really watching for a retest of this like pattern where they hit the top of this channel and then come down very strongly to the bottom. And you can see that's exactly what we got today. And this play actually made 50% profits in less than an hour. I'm extremely proud of this play. So total, we're looking at around 100% return on all the plays added up. Obviously, that's not 100% on one play, but it's still very, very good return for this week, especially a week when the stock market isn't showing a lot of clear direction. And you can see the SPY is honestly just looking very, very confused. Like it doesn't have a clear direction unless you're talking about 2 days ago when we had that huge sell-off. The market just isn't really showing us much here. And what is kind of worrying me is that this indirection is going to cause a lot of people not to trade. And you can see that the volume has just been kind of pitiful on the SPY, and especially on a lot of these individual stocks that aren't moving very much. Now, just as a bonus for you guys, I have 2 extra trades that I'm watching right now that I think you guys could profit from. And I want to show you my analysis and setup on those trades also. So the first one is going to be Twitter. Now you can see I identified a nice wedge forming on Twitter, and they bounced up from the 50 EMA, but unfortunately they're kind of consolidating again, and I'm just looking for them to really break out of this rectangle or even break into it very strongly in order for me to even consider a trade right now, with the market pulling back and with Snapchat actually running like crazy and also pins running like like crazy, just watch these social media stocks because I think a lot of them could have some increased volume this week. And that's why I'm really targeting Twitter and Pins and Snapchat for a play. However, I really want to wait for Snapchat to have some sort of a pullback so that their contract values can die down, the premium can die down, because right now it's probably going to be so inflated that I just don't want to make a trade on them and potentially risk my whole account just trying to make one trade. So it's just ridiculous to go in on them and potentially get murdered by premiums in time if you do buy a weekly or maybe into next week with the fact that they just ran up so strongly from earnings. So that's why I'm watching these secondary plays on Twitter and Pins instead of watching the main play, which is on Snapchat. Now, my next play that I'm watching also is on Work. Now, they've been running down like crazy over the last few weeks and also as a result of the market selling off. But unfortunately, they look like they might be pausing here, and I'm just waiting to see. I bought some puts at the open today because I thought they would continue selling off. But now they're kind of finding a resistance here. They're kind of just trading sideways and a support as well. And I don't really like that, so I might leave my position. But if they are able to test this high or test this level, this resistance that they weren't able to break around 29.30, or potentially meet up with both of them, this and the 50 EMA all at once, then potentially we could see a large break to the downside if the volume does pick up on the stock. So I'm just being very careful and watching for that before I decide whether I want to sell out of the play or stay in. And this is going to be the best trade of the whole month here, of the whole year probably. This is an insane trade if you got in on this. I was not able to profit from this personally. I saw the whole thing happen, but sometimes you just think to yourself, this play is too far gone from me and you don't want to get in. You'd rather just marvel at the people who were able to get in, because if you bought puts on this company, if you bought puts at around the 150 level, you're now looking at easily over 300 to 400% profits in the last few days on this company, Etsy. Now, I've tried to search up news and kind of reasons to see why they're actually selling off the way they are, and especially why they're selling off so strongly after the close on around October the 20th. And I've just not been able to find any sort of news about what's happening with the company, about why they may be selling off. And all the articles about this company are saying that they are having a great time, bullish time, and are around from 1 week ago. So it's kind of weird to see a company move like this and no news be coming out about the company. So honestly, if you're trading Etsy, I would just be very careful, because this move, it's obviously having a lot of strength to the downside direction. And even though I'm not personally trading this, I would be very scared if I was in the position. I honestly feel for anybody who has shares or call options for this company, because this is just an insane move that I wish I would have played. So as always, guys, like I said, AMD still has a lot of room to run. I think Twitter might break to the upside if Snapchat can continue pushing up. Space, I do see them touching a support point, so I don't think they will reach down anymore. And Etsy, I hope they can continue recovering, because that will be a huge play to the upside here if we can get some kind of a recovery play from Etsy over the next few days. So that's just what I'm watching here, and I'm super glad you guys have been liking the videos and leaving a lot of support. As always, don't forget, link to the Discord down in the description, where I put a lot of these plays out for free on a daily basis. So that's completely free to join. The link is going to be down in the description. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. And my piece of advice for you guys this week is to be direction independent on all stocks and positions. So as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.